Hello and welcome to my first video. I am a beginner Sims builder, so please bear with me as I gain more practice, learn new things, and improve my skills through this channel. Today's video will be the first in a series that is meant to help me learn the different architecture styles around the world in a fun way. I love learning about all kinds of art forms, including architecture, but I find it difficult to learn about it just by reading about it. That being said, I do just want to add a quick disclaimer that this is just an interest of mine. I wanted to learn more about. I have never formally studied this topic before, and I am learning it as I go. There is a chance some of my information is incorrect, so I encourage anyone who might know more about the topic than I do to please comment and let everyone know so we can all learn something together. I decided I was going to do a separate Sims world for each different style that I focus on, so I can really get more practice with each one and learn about how the style is used in different places around the world. Because like I said, I'm learning as I go. So for this video, I kind of randomly chose this building as I was researching. I wanted something that I thought would be doable for a very, very beginner builder. So I chose this building, which is one of the buildings of the University for Music and Theater in Berlin, Germany. I will put the reference photos I used at the end of the video so you can compare and you can all tell me how you think I did. And please be honest, you won't hurt my feelings, I promise. I'm a complete beginner in both building in The Sims and in architecture. So ultimately, I just want to get better and learn more as I go. So as you can see, the start of the video, I already had some of it built. That whole front area of the building, I struggled a lot with, as I did the rest of the building as well. I actually had to completely scrap what I did originally and restart, but I did it in pieces, so which is why there was some at the beginning. Because I ended up spending an hour on what I ended up deleting, so I just cut that out of the video. Actually, it was more like almost 2 hours, but who's counting anyways? So I also, as you can see, had a lot of trouble with the platforms and everything because I knew that the building has stairs that go down to what I assume are like window wells. So I was trying to play with like platforms and different levels to get it to look right, as well as make functional rooms on the inside, which was difficult. While building this, I didn't know what I was going to do with the inside because I only have pictures of the building from the outside, so I was kind of debating if I wanted to make it like a school on the inside or make something else completely. I ended up deciding to make it on the inside a dorm room, which will be in a future video where I experiment with different interior design styles. But for now, in this video, I'm just focusing on getting the outside of the building to look like the reference photos, which is a lot more difficult than I had anticipated it to be. Like I said, I am continuously struggling with platforms and the levels, and also I think you saw for a bit there trying to place walls was a bit of a struggle as well. But like I said before, I'm a beginner, and I will accept any helpful criticism that anyone has for me because I do really just want to learn how to build more effectively. I would like to think that by the end of this build, I kind of got the hang of it more by the end. I also frequently watch Sims builds on YouTube, so I kind of, since building this, have seen what I could have done better and more efficiently. But hopefully that will show in videos to come. So right now I'm just kind of getting the main floor built and also adding some decorative elements along the way. One thing I did really struggle with, which I think you just saw there, I had to place like a window where the stairs were because it deleted my wall and it wouldn't let me place another wall there. So if anyone knows how I might be able to do that, please let me know, because I clearly did not know what I was doing. Here I'm just kind of getting more of the decorative elements on there with the windows and things, trying to scroll through all of the menus to find things that looked like the picture was. It took me a very long time, and I definitely could not get it to look exactly like the picture in the end. I really had to play with trying out different windows, flipping them around, seeing if maybe like if I flipped them that it would look more like the picture, and some of them it did work, and then others it just kind of looks different. But in the end I am slightly happy with the final outcome. This is also my first time recording a voiceover, so I'm a little nervous. I am also curious if you all prefer to watch these types of videos with voiceovers or if you prefer them without. I guess I suppose I've never really thought about what I prefer to watch until now. I've just kind of always watched whatever is there, and I've never really noticed whether I typically watch them with voiceovers or without. But I'm curious, so let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if you know of any famous buildings that you really like the architecture of, or if you just like in general, or if you have any architecture styles that you really like and want me to try and recreate in The Sims. Also let me know that in the comments below, because that'll kind of help me when planning my next videos, and to also, as I've said before, help me learn and explore new things that I didn't know about before. So yeah, in future videos, also, as I mentioned before, on the inside of this building, since I didn't have any pictures on the internet, I didn't have anything to base it off of when I was going on the interior and building the interior of this building, I decided to create a separate video where I am designing the inside, and I ended up making it a dorm room, and I actually chose to do a different interior design style for each room, which was a lot of fun. And that will be my next video, and I think I'm going to end up doing another series where I kind of focus on different interior design styles, which I think will be really fun as well, because that's another interest I have. As you can see here, I'm really struggling. One of the characteristics of this building that I really wanted to try and recreate was the fact that the roofs they're flat at the top, which you'll be able to see in the reference photo at the end. It was something that I was pretty sure was an important characteristic if not of this architecture style, of this building for sure. And that was the hardest thing to recreate. And I think on these two, on the front roof, on the front of the building, I really wanted to try my best to recreate it. I kind of, towards the end, got very frustrated and I didn't want it to look so bad. So I kind of gave up later. It was a lot of trial and error. I kept placing things and then redoing them. So what you saw there is, as you can see, I'm deleting now and is not the final product. I definitely was struggling a lot on placing the roof, just in general. Another thing that I noticed on this building was that there was a lot of windows in the roof. So again, I kind of tried to recreate it on the front of the building, but on the back, I kind of decided not to because I didn't want to ruin the inside of the building and make it completely not usable on the inside. And I think I tried a little bit to experiment with like adding platforms and seeing if I could place a window and make it look like it was in the roof. But ultimately I decided to take it away because it kind of was causing a lot of problems. Hopefully in the future, if that occurs again, I'll be able to like figure out another way to do it. I know I've seen a couple videos on placing windows in roofs, but I just definitely really struggled with it. So that'll be something that I'll have to work on in the future if it comes up again in another building that I do. I think I took I don't even know how long I spent on these two front roofs, but it took me a very long time. And I don't even know if this is the final. I think this is the final product, that I ended up with, but I am not sure. I was so relieved though when it was done and I got it so that I could have those windows there. Because I thought it really looks like the reference photo. Another thing that I wish I could have changed going back, that front area of the building, the curved area, I didn't make it a perfect circle, which I later will come to regret. Especially when, again, doing the roof for that part of the building, which you will see, I think, pretty quickly here when I try and recreate the roof. Going and trying and experimenting with every single shape that they had to see if I could recreate this circle roof that has a flat top. And nothing I was trying was working. I think that was probably the thing I was disappointed about the most. But in the end, if I don't look at it, it's okay. It doesn't bother me that much. But it was something that I wish I could have figured out how to do. At this point, it was too late to go and try and change the shape that I made that front part of the building. Because I would have had to redo a lot. And it honestly probably would have caused me to have to start completely over. And I really, really did not want to do that. I just kind of made a mental note to make sure to pay attention to those things in the future. This is where I'm struggling to put those windows in the roof in the back, which ultimately, like I said before, I decided to erase and decided not to put them in. I think my favorite part was adding the windows, though. Going back and adding a ton of windows, especially on the side of the building that's not captured in the photos that I saw, was the funnest part, because I didn't have to stress about what they looked like, really. I just had to try and make them somewhat cohesive with the rest of the building. And also doing this outside part behind the building was really fun. It was kind of a fun break to actually attempting to build it. I think this is where I am just finishing up the final touches, the final windows and things like that before I decided it was done, and I liked the way it looked. All right, so thank you for watching. If you like architecture or interior design, or just Sims speed builds, please consider liking this video and subscribing to see future videos. I had a lot of fun building this, and this is the final product. So let me know what you think in the comments below.